Today on Place Name Here,
we're going to be talking about dinosaurs.
In 3D!
The third dimension.
3D. We're going to talk about 3D, and specifically, we did mention dinosaurs. What brought this up is coming out soon. Is what? What's coming out soon, Tony?
Jurassic Park, redone in the third dimension.
Ooh, the third dimension.
References. The entire beginning of this is references.
It brings up an interesting subject. First of all, I guess what we can talk about is 3D.
Yeah.
Do we like it? We'll state both my opinion and Tony's opinion. And we'll also want your opinion. What do you think about the new 3D that's out? Is it good? What do we like about it? This and that. I'm just going to go out and start and say, I love 3D. I think it's freaking awesome. And I have a 3D TV because I like it so much.
It's right
It's over here. It's back
off
here.
camera, but it's big. It's 3D.
I mean, I got 3D glasses right here, ready to go. And what's cool is my 3D TV works with the glasses you get at the movie theater, so not the IMAX, but that'd be cool. IMAX at home. But anyway, I love 3D. I love the potential for 3D. And before I share about my thoughts on it, Tony, what do you think of 3D? Just, I mean, not your thoughts, but your initial reaction when you say 3D, yay or nay.
Okay. My initial reaction is I don't like it on television.
Interesting.
Because the first time I had seen a 3D TV was right here.
And, you didn't like it?
It was very disorienting, especially playing video games.
Oh, that's true.
It was
That's right.
very
We were playing the
disorienting.
3D video games. Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
It was really cool, but it was very disorienting. I had difficulty playing it in 3D. But anyway, just on a small scale like that, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it works as well. But
so that brings to the next, to dig a little deeper into 3D. So we've got, I love it in, pretty much every way. You're kind of, on the fence with it.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, and this is what really sold it for me. I mean, I read about it. I thought this might become gimmicky, and I hadn't seen it. I mean, the first time I'd seen 3D using the new cool polarized lenses versus the how do we pronounce that word?
Anaglyph.
The anaglyph red and blue.
I think that's right.
Was at a Disney 3D, which so to me of course they're gonna blow it out the water, and Disney had in their Mickey or was it? Yeah, Mickey's Philhar Magic, it was called. It was a giant seamless screen, larger than any IMAX screen. Mm-hmm. And they also had, the fourth dimension where, they had smell.
Time?
No, they had smell.
Oh.
Right. So...
The smell is a dimension.
I guess. It's a dimension added to the movie. So, so they pushed it to its limit. There was a part where the apple pie flew out at you, and you could actually smell the apple pie. It was awesome. So, and then there was the Honey, I Shrunk the Audience one from Disney where they let the rats out and stuff, and you can see them run out, and you're shrunken, so the rats were giant. And they had this little thing. It was very William Castle, where they had this theater rigged to add that other dimension. William Castle was a filmmaker who used to tour with his movies, but he would add, vibrating electro seats and stuff like that, things that would really bring you. That's how they were doing the gimmick of bringing another dimension to film. Even then, I think they even had 3D possibly then, but William Castle was a real innovator with that. And but what really sold it for me in terms of feature movies, now that was all fun. It was meant to be. It was really short, so you weren't exposed to it for a long period of time. But what really sold to me was when Avatar came out. Now Avatar kind of just pushed visual effects to the extreme. I mean, it looks so unbelievably real that it was your mind couldn't process it. In the same way that Transformers was so unbelievably real, I was struggling with, I had an internal struggle with Transformers because it was no, because you're looking at it and you're I know that cannot exist, but it looks real. And so you're like, it's a.
You had a personal
I'm
struggle.
like, but did you?
Personal struggle with Transformers.
Yes, it was an existential almost. So, but Avatar, there was this moment in Avatar where I thought, now this is where 3D is awesome, and it kind of ties into what you're saying, what your thoughts are on it. But it was a scene where in Avatar where it's just one of the guys riding one of the mech soldiers, and it's from his perspective looking down. And I'm telling you, when I saw that in 3D in the movie theater, I felt like I was driving the mech soldier. And that's when that scene in particular, like, you know, all the other stuff you get kind of used to feeling the depth of the scene. But when that scene showed up, I was just like thrown back and being like, I feel like I could reach out and literally drive this thing. And then I was like, now that's the way to use it, to really bring, not just throw things out at you, but sort of to bring you into it. And I think as long as filmmakers keep doing stuff like that, which I've seen a lot of stuff like that.
See, yeah, and this is I unfortunately am to use a Transformers pseudo reference. I unfortunately am the Negatron when it comes to 3D.
All right. You're going to collect a lot of Energon cubes by converting the Earth's resources into Energon. That's really
I don't see nerds in a basement.
I don't see how that has anything to do with 3D, but
me being negative about it.
Oh, right.
Negatron. I said Negatron.
I thought you said Meg. Okay, that's fine. You're going to be the Negatron.
Completely missed that one.
I still get to make my
puns. Anyway, the first 3D movie I ever seen in a theater was actually really recently, and it was one of those educational videos at an aquarium in Virginia. It was called Sea Rex. It was about sea dinosaurs.
Okay.
And it was cool because like there were times where it would show you a model of something and it would come out towards you and you like. And the greatest thing, and I think the thing that sold it a little bit more for me was the fact that there was a couple of little kids right in front of me, and every time something like that would happen, they're like, "I can cut you!"
Right. Yeah, we saw the Lorax in 3D in the theaters with Audrey, and she was just like, eh.
Yeah. So I like the idea of it. I just think that a lot of movies do it for the sake of doing it, instead of using it in the way that I think it... Like, would you brought up an Avatar, the whole being in the suit thing? That's where I think that 3D is used the best. Whenever it's in a first-person situation, it puts you into the scene.
Taking away the gimmick, you know, it's a gimmick, and that's how it was always viewed, and it was expensive.
Yeah.
In the olden days, the reason that there wasn't a lot of movies in 3D is because they'd have to run 2 cameras with 2 rolls of film, and it was super expensive. And the payoff, and also the other thing is that theaters couldn't necessarily exhibit your 3D movie unless they had the 2 projectors and everything, and it all had to be in perfect sync and everything. And so it was just a costly thing. You had a limited distribution in 3D, and what else? Oh, it was it just no one could really get past because of its expense. You know, people were just like, well, since it's so expensive, we're just going to throw stuff out at you. We're not going to do anything with it. But now with the digital era, it's, you know, it's still expensive, but it's significantly less expensive.
Yeah.
And so it's all relative. In relative dollars, it's less expensive, but it's definitely easier to, you know, you can do stuff, you can try it, and if it doesn't work, you can just junk it, and it's not going to cost you a ton of money just shooting something.
Yeah.
Where it used to, just shooting something and it didn't work costed you a ton of money. That still kind of does, I guess. It's all weird.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just my views on it. Like, when it's done properly and not just done for the, hey, look, I'm coming towards you.
Whoa.
Like, that's cool, but you can only have so many things come towards you in a movie before you just go,
someone came towards me.
Okay, look at that. But when you are put literally into the driver's seat and in a first person kind of scenario, and it puts you in the movie, it puts you into the scene, I think that's really where I enjoy 3D the most.
We have some 3D. Well, we were playing Mortal Kombat as a 3D game, but my daughter has a 3D game called iPet, and it's really cool. It uses the PlayStation 3's motion thing to interact with it. The move. And you know, the pet is actually like, you know, you point the camera down at the floor and you can see the floor of your actual living room, and you watch in 3D the pet and you interact with it with the thing. It's actually like having a real pet that doesn't poop on your floor and doesn't really stink. You have to feed it, you have to wash it, you have to check in periodically with it and stuff because it's all network attached.
I would like to see that.
You'd like to see that?
I would like to see that.
And see Audrey's Leckery. That's what she named the iPet. Leckery.
What? Leckery?
She named it Leckery. Yes. She's creative with names. What can I say? I don't know where she came up with it, but that's what she called him. We haven't turned the PlayStation on and played with Leckery in a while, but and the cool thing about it is you can ignore them and they don't die. Which is great. Real pets, you can't do that.
So I guess to bookend this show, Jurassic Park is coming out.
I'm gonna go see it.
You know what? That is one of those movies. I just love.
I saw that movie in the theater originally before it was 3D. So
yeah, so did I.
That's cool.
That's one of those movies that.
I actually saw that movie in a drive-in theater.
Oh,
also. That was pretty awesome. But no drive-in theater has really delved into the 3D stuff.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't ever want to see a drive-in movie in 3D.
They used to do it. I mean, it was a thing. It was a thing.
Anyway, so Jurassic Park 3D coming out this Friday.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to see it on an opening night. But
I might see it. I might see it opening night, or I'll see it Saturday
Well,
night.
that's the cool thing, too, about owning a 3D TV, is that, when they came out with Finding Nemo 3D, I think we did go see it in the theaters. But now, I hadn't actually bought that one on Blu-ray yet, but now when I buy it on Blu-ray, it'll be the 3D version, and same with Jurassic Park, which I have not bought yet on Blu-ray. So, and to me, I have a 55-inch TV, and we're not that far away from it. The experience is very similar. I mean, and then I got this, the surround sound and everything. So
it's like you're there.
It's like I'm in the movie theater without the sticky floors and expensive popcorn.
We get to see Newman get eaten by a dinosaur in 3D.
Yeah, well, that'll be great. And Samuel Jackson's arm and stuff. Yeah.
Man,
that movie's awesome.
I'm taking Kelly. I have a feeling she's going to be buried in my arm.
Did she ever seen Jurassic Park?
Oh,
before?
God, yeah. She loves that movie. That's why we're going to go see it. So
yeah, Jurassic Park is awesome, and it was. I mean, those effects were amazing for their time.
Yeah, except exceedingly incorrect in science.
Oh, sure.
But that's a topic for another day.
So I guess that's all for today. We're going to be doing one more thing coming up on the next episode. I hope we're going to do something that we're taking a cue from another show, Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning, which is basically the format we're using for this show. I don't feel as bad doing it because after this week they're taking a break from Good Mythical Morning, so I don't feel bad using their gimmick that they use on their show. But
stealing.
They have this thing where they spin a wheel, and then at the end, when the wheel stops, it gives you something that Rhett and Link have to act out at the very end of the show, and they sort of end their show with that. And so I love that idea. I thought it was fantastic. Part of what makes it good is that some of the things that they have to act out are things that are given to them by their viewing audience. So we're going to do something similar to that. We're not going to use a spinning wheel. I'm not going to reveal to you what we're going to do, but to the
I know.
To the nerds out there and the geeks will, I think, appreciate it a great deal. What we're going to do. But what we would like is your suggestions of things, of a little sketch that Tony and I can do in like a 10-second or like a 20-second whatever span. So it's a real simple thing, I'm probably going to use one that Rhett and Link have already done, but it's like Tony decides he's going to kick Sean off the show, something like that, and then we just act it out at the end. I think it is a great thing that they do. It encourages on the spot creativity, like he's going to do it right now. So that's what'll happen. So we'll do the thing, and I'm not going to say, and I almost let it slip, but we're going to figure out what it is, and we'll have a list and everything, and we pick it, and then we do it, and then we end the show with that. And so we don't have that right now, so we're going to currently end the show with our normal go to gray.
Normal shtick.
And so yeah, always make your comments, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, comment on the YouTube channel, subscribe, and also tell us what you think about what your thoughts are on 3D. So that's our show. I'm sticking to it.
Go see
Jurassic Park. Go see any movie in 3D. If you know me and you live near me, you're welcome to come over here and watch a movie in 3D in my house. But unfortunately, we have the studio set up in front of the TV, so
We can move it.
I mean, I do every weekend so we can watch movies, but
Go to Gray.
go great.
Hey, yeah. Are we getting longer with these shows? Or what? No, that's why I was just kind of trying to cut it.
Okay. Just want to make sure that's we're having no